Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Hanahar, it is time for the Q&A. I've got all the questions written down right here. You guys killed it on this Q&A. We got some great questions. We got great feedback. If you gave me feedback, your name's going to get called out of this. I want to bring up everything that everybody said. This was really awesome. You guys, I want to, again, thank you for all the questions you guys brought in, the comments, the critiques, the suggestions. They were all... I was so impressed. I was so excited when I saw all these comments come in and all these suggestions. This year is going to be great. We're going to do this. So without further ado, let's get started. And like I said, if you made a suggestion, if you made a comment, anything, we wrote it down. We're going to talk about everything. Question 1. This comes from the Toy Reviewer 1984. His question is, which Halloween film in the franchise is your favorite and why? And if you can meet any of the actors that play Michael Myers in any of the films, who would it be? Thanks. To add, I would love to see more Halloween and Michael Myers in 2017. Well noted and will happen. I can promise you that. Let's see. Which Halloween film in the franchise is your favorite? Anybody who's halfway familiar with my channel knows I talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch a lot. Love that film. I have to say that is my favorite, of course. And the reason why is something I can't necessarily answer. It's just one of those things that, just clicks with me, and I just fell in love with the movie so much that it's so near and dear to me. It's one of my favorite films of all time. If you can meet any of the actors that play Michael Myers in any of the films, who would it be? George P. Wilbur, because he was my favorite Michael Myers. He was in Part 4, and he was also in Curse of Michael Myers, which was my favorite look of Michael Myers. So George Wilbur, definitely be my favorite Michael to meet. So thank you, the Toy Reviewer, for your question, and you will get Michael Myers. If you want it, you got it. Question 2, this comes from a man named John Jenkins. His question is, I like a lot of your videos, but the one when you did the It parody was one of my favorites. Do you plan on doing any similar videos in the future? John, are you referring to the It Laserdisc where I had the music playing and you see me walking up the street and I find the DVD under the sewer? Because if so, to answer your question, absolutely yes. To answer your question why I haven't done it is because I'm glad you enjoyed them a lot, but as far as camera work and just the quality of my camera at the time doing those kinds of things, I was not happy with that. Once I move into my house, which I don't... To give you guys, to go off sidetrack for a minute, I don't have a house picked out or anything yet, but I'm in this process and I'm moving as fastly and as diligently as I can to give you guys a little bit more insight on what's going on. After I get that situated in hopefully the next 2 to 3 months, John, I'm going to get myself a very good camera. Once I get the good camera and I bite the bullet on that, then I'm going to start doing some really... You're going to love it, John, promise you. We're going to do some really cool parody type stuff because I love doing those. I got so much satisfaction out of it. But as far as the quality, I just was not satisfied with the quality of those. So, all right. So, yes, you'll get those in the near future. I can promise you. Okay, this comes from Blue for Life. There are a few things that I'd like to see on your channel. First being talking about your experiences with meeting horror icons. And I loved your vlog at FYE. So it would be cool to see more out and about. Looking forward to the future horror room. You're doing an amazing job with your channel and being a great friend. Blue for Life, you are a great friend as well. I hope your holidays were fabulous. Yeah, I go to Texas Frightmare every year, so I can start doing, it's one of those things when I go there, it's not against the rules to have a camera out and filming, but they just kind of frown upon it. It's just when you get sideways looks from the vendors and people, but so I can't really film doing that, but I can definitely do my talk about an experience after the video of those like I did last year, and I can go in a little bit more depth into that. That's something I can definitely do. As far as the out and abouts, I don't know if you guys, not all of you are friends with me on Facebook, but I did a live video of me horror DVD Blu-ray shopping at FYE, and it was actually pretty successful. A lot of people enjoyed that. So I can definitely try that on the YouTube. Why I didn't do it on YouTube, I don't know. I guess it's because I just figured it was just a spur of the moment type thing. But you got it. We can do those as well. Okay, this next question comes from srose40. She says, what are your top 3 bands of all time? So glad you asked that question. Number 1 is Alice Cooper, and I'm talking Alice Cooper from 69 all the way up to about 91, 94. Alice Cooper from the Pretties for You all the way up to The Last Temptation record from 94. I'm in love with all those records. He's my number one favorite artist in the world. Number two, I just really sunk my teeth into Blue Oyster Cult, and they are incredible. They really just, you know, my other number two band was kind of like, strangely enough, was Huey Lewis and the News. I am a musician, and I love the songwriting and for that band and everything. And but when I just got into Blue Oyster Cult probably about 2 weeks ago, and I sunk my teeth into them, every album and everything, and I have fallen in love with Blue Oyster Cult. So they're my number two favorite band, and number three is probably a tie between, as strange as it sounds, Huey Lewis and Motorhead. I know the Huey Lewis just sounds bizarre, but I just love the songwriting from those guys. It's incredible. And Motorhead, rest in peace, Lemmy. One of the greatest metal icons of all time. But number one is Alice Cooper for sure. Okay, the next question is from Dead by Dawn 93. I'm so excited for your new videos this year. My question is, if you ever directed a film, what band would you like to have on the soundtrack, whether they are just contributing a song or creating an entire score? You're a great guy. Wish you all the best in the new year. You're also a great guy, Dead by Dawn. I really hope your year is going to be looking good for you. I really think it will. I know you've had it rough the past couple years. I'm not going to lie and say I understand some of the stuff you're going through, brother, but Godspeed. You're going to do great. I can promise you that. You're a great guy. Okay, what band would you have to do the soundtrack? I'd like to have Alice do my soundtrack, and I'd like Alice to create a score, kind of like a compilation type album based on the movie I would do, because Alice is so horror and hard rock. So I'd love to have Alice do a soundtrack for a movie I would do. I think it'd be perfect. Okay, this next question comes from Sly Fan 101. Are you talking about Sylvester Stallone, Sly? Because that's one of my favorite actors. Hey Christian, love all the videos you make. I like the DVD updates. I'd like to see your favorite rewatch movies. Can I ask, are you a religious man? Thanks. Best of luck on all your new homes in 2017. All right, thank you, Sly Fan. I hope your year is going to be fabulous as well. I believe it will. You like the DVD updates? We'll keep those going. Well, it's more so Blu-ray updates because I really don't buy a lot of DVDs. But you know, if you're cool with the Blu-ray updates and things like that, I'll keep those doing it. You'd like to see favorite rewatch movies? Okay, we'll definitely do that. I'll do that video next, or if not next, close to next. I'll write that down. I'll do a top 10 favorite rewatch movies. How about that for you, brother? Can I ask, are you a religious man? This was not a question I was expecting, but definitely welcome because I told you guys to ask anything. To be honest with you, not religious. More along the lines of spiritual. I really like to believe that there is a greater good in charge of this world, despite the fact that it is a cruel and nasty world. I like to believe that there is a light at this end of this tunnel, and when we pass on, that there is, something even greater. But as far as being religious, not necessarily very religious. Grew up, raised Catholic. I live in the Bible Belt, but I come from my frame of mind is, as far as religion goes, is there's problems I have with religion. Not that I want to start any kind of controversial argument about religion itself, because whatever you believe, or not necessarily you, just Sly Fan, but anybody, whatever you believe, if that makes you a better person and makes you do the best you can every day, that is incredible, and I love it for you, and that's all I genuinely care about. Whatever makes you happy. But what makes me happy is not necessarily religion and saying, well, these type of people are condemned because this is where the Bible says this or whatever. I'm not really into that. I'm into you do what makes you happy as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're doing the right thing in my book. So as far as to answer your question, if that does, it's the best way I can answer it. That's how I am. I'm more of a spiritual type of person. So thank you, Sly Fan. Next question comes from Baldy Jack. Hey, Christian, agree with you. It's going to be an interesting year. Happy New Year. I'll try and be involved in future live streams. That's another thing I've been meaning to do, is another live stream. My question is, what made you like Freddy Krueger, or should I say Nightmare on Elm Street? Man, it's just one of those things where I started really diving into horror I gotta give credit to Rob Zombie for really kicking it off, as strange as it sounds. When the Halloween remake came out, I was always just this casual horror fan, never really watched horror movies. And I went ahead and saw the first one in theaters. And then when Halloween 2 came out in 2009, I was a senior in high school, went to see Halloween 2 in theaters. And then the next day I said, I need to see, it was, because it came out around Halloween time, I said, I want to start watching some horror movies. And so this was before Blockbuster bit the bullet around the globe, pretty much. My mom would go to work, and I would go to school, and I would ask my mom, hey, on your way home, can you stop at Blockbuster and pick me up a Freddy Krueger movie? And that was actually the first movie I actually rented. She brought home Freddy's Revenge Part 2. She said, sorry, Bubba. My mom calls me Bubba. She said, sorry, Bubba, they didn't have the first one. I got you the second one, though. That's fine. I said, that's fine. Watched Freddy's Revenge. It scared the piss out of me. You got to remember, when you're not a seasoned horror fan and you don't really watch horror movies and you're not exposed to much, man, when you see Freddy's Revenge, the imagery of the way Freddy looks in that one is just terrifying. I mean, if I saw that man today, that Part 2 Freddy, I would run for the hills. No pun intended by Iron Maiden. But just when I saw that movie, I said, this guy is insane, this Freddy guy. And then I got hooked. And then I watched all of them. Loved them. Even every time I watched them, I loved them more, But Freddy's my favorite. Just the way the movies look, the way the movies sound, just the style and the time, So this next question comes from Colin Childers. If I mispronounce anybody's name, apologize. Do you have a tattoo, or are you ever going to get one of a horror character or something? Not sure. I really am not sure. Mainly because I can think of getting something I'd really like, and then 3 days later, I'm like, oh, well, I think I would have rather have gotten this instead. And part of my problem is I don't ever have time to really dedicate to go to a parlor and just sit down and get a tattoo done. Because if I get one, I don't want to get the blue kind or something where it's that bluing. I want to get it colored in. If I got a Freddy, I'd want to get it colored in and everything. But that's something I'm looking into, definitely. I talk with Sydney about this a lot, and she's always like, when you just think about it, because I'll say I want this to her, and then 5 days later I'm like, well, what if I got that? And she's like, well, you keep changing your mind. So, but if I do, you guys will definitely see it, and that may be something that's going to happen in 2017. So, thank you, Colin, for your question. This next question comes from Surround Sound Freak 13. Since horror is your everything, have you ever thought of writing or directing anything, such as a small project? Next part is more of a tip. After you move into your house, invest in a good surround sound with a subwoofer that can handle good low frequency. It's the best investment you can make. If you need any tips or on what to look for, let me know. Well, judging by your name, your YouTube channel name, I imagine you were into that kind of thing. Let's start from the beginning. Have you ever thought of writing or directing anything, such as a small project? And well, honestly, it's like, that wouldn't that be great? But I don't have any means to do that. I don't have people I can get to film or anything. I'd have to just do something that literally just involves myself, which was something I was doing with those parodies. When I used to do these Laserdisc versus DVDs a while back, I used to literally have I'd write down a little script of like a 3.5 minute little film intro that I would do for the videos, and it would just involve me, and I would dress up as Freddy if I was doing a Nightmare on Elm Street Laserdisc versus DVD, and I would just use editing to make it look like there were two people in the room, and it was really me playing all the parts. But that'd be all I could do. I mean, because I don't have any means, or I can't. It'd be hard for me to get some of my friends to just film something. Have I done it before? Yes. I would upload it to YouTube, but I do not have the raw file. I did a Friday the 13th movie. So I guess now that I'm thinking about this, I have done small projects. All right, check this out, guys. If you go to my channel, go search my videos, you'll laugh till you cry. Type in Uncle Jerry and Uncle Jerry Part 2. These are two videos I uploaded on YouTube. They are mini movies that I made. Go look those up. Uncle Jerry 2, you will laugh till you cry. I promise you. I uploaded them long before most of you guys subscribed to my channel. They're mini movies that I made. Go check those out. Uncle Jerry. Uncle Gerry. Christian Hannah. There's a Part 1 and a Part 2. I know for a fact Part 2 is uploaded to YouTube. Part 1 may not be, but go look that up. And you guys, in the comment section, tell me what you think about it. Yeah, definitely. That's another thing. I talk to Sydney about that all the time. I keep telling her, I said, when we get our house, I want to have theater sound, surround sound. I want to have, because I notice, man, when I'm watching movies a lot of times, like when for instance, I was watching a movie with Anthony Hopkins, and he has a very low voice and a low, deep voice. And even with the volume loud, it's hard to hear him. I want to have surround sound where you pick up all that volume better, where I don't have to just crank the volume up when he's talking, and then when a scene comes in and music, I have to crank it back down on the volume. I don't have to do that. So definitely, my dad's got a good surround sound at his house, and I love watching movies over there. So definitely, we'll be getting in touch with you when that comes to fruition. This next question is, and another one from Sadistic Sith. Happy New Year, buddy. Keep up the good work. You too. Hope your year is great. And thanks for all the support. Stuart Foster came in and just said, Happy New Year, dude. Happy New Year, Stuart. I hope your year is going to be awesome and successful. This is another one from Sly Fan. Hey, Happy New Year. What age were you when you saw your first horror movie? What was it? How did you get into horror? Were your family horror fans? Keep up the good work, sir. You keep up the good work as well, brother, as we were talking earlier. What age were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was very, very little. I think the very first horror movie I can recall watching was probably Stephen King's It. That was because of my grandma. We used to watch that movie all the time. Little, 6, 7. I probably shouldn't have been watching that, but we loved horror movies. How did you get into horror? Like I was talking to you earlier, when I really went head first and it never stopped, it was right around senior year of high school, around 2009. I asked my mom to go stop at Blockbuster on her way home from work one day and pick me up a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And from that day, I remember I rented every single Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloweens, and it just never stopped. After that, I started buying all the movies, and all this happened. You know, my grandma is and was a horror fan. She still is. She's a huge Stephen King fan. So yeah, she definitely got me into the horror. So, this next question comes from Spider Geek. Well said, mate. Horror is the source, my friend. Loving the channel. Hope you have a great year. Well, not a question, excuse me. It is the source. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great year as well. Okay, this next one's a long one. Matt the Collector asks, are you and your girl ever planning on getting married soon? When do you plan on getting moved into a house? Why do you keep saying we instead of I in your videos? Is that because you and your wife are a part of this channel together? Well, she's not my wife yet. What is your worst horror film that you've ever seen? There's still more. So let me go back to the start. Are you and your girl planning on getting married soon? Yes. When do you plan on getting moved into a house? I'd like to say maybe around my birthday, April, May, hopefully. It could take longer than that. We're going to see. I'll keep you guys updated. Why do you keep saying we instead of I? I don't know. I'm not sure if Matt's joking with these questions or not. But if he's not, I say we because you guys are a part of this with me, this whole channel. Is that because you and your wife are a part of this channel together? No, I mean, it's my channel. I'm talking about we. Like, again, I don't know if Matt's just is trolling me. But, no, I say we because it's you guys. We're all Christian Hannah Horror in my eyes. We make this channel what it is. It's not just me. What is the worst horror film that you have ever seen before? I don't know. I don't know. I watched Microwave Massacre the other day. I wouldn't say it's the worst one I've ever seen, but it's pretty ridiculous. I don't know. That's a tough one. I have to get back to you on that. Your opinion on Brittany Murphy, as in the actress from Clueless and Just Married. I haven't seen any of those movies, so I really don't have an opinion on Brittany Murphy. Matt, you have a great year, buddy. Thanks for your question. No, I don't ever really watch any. I don't even know who Brittany Murphy is. I'm sure I do, but I don't really watch Clueless. Clueless and Just Married doesn't sound like movies I would watch. Rob Mulder asks, hey Christian, love the vids, buddy. Just seeing if you're up to doing more NECA horror stuff or horror toys in general. Keep up the good work. Sure. I mean, as long as they keep coming out and they're good figures, I'm gonna keep buying them and we'll look at them. There's some other NECA stuff that I might have that I've never shown. I'll look around the room tonight and see, and try to find some content for you guys to see, or stuff that I've never shown y'all for sure. But yeah, we're definitely gonna keep doing the NECA because I love NECA. They're doing great. So thanks, Rob, for your question. All right, Juan de Dios Banda. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, my boy. When did you first know you were hooked on horror? Like I said, really around 2009. That's when it started and never stopped. Colin Childers asks, what made you start to like the horror genre, and what made you want to start a horror room? What really planted the seed, like I was talking about earlier, was probably my grandma. But I would watch horror movies at her house, and then I never really went home and watched horror movies. But what made me want to start a horror room? You know, it wasn't really something that I planned on. It really wasn't. It just happened. It really did. And once you start, you can't stop. It's like an addiction. So, next question is from Mike205. What do you do for work? I am a operator at a particle board plant. I operate a Graycon system. It's a board grading system that when the boards get, we do laminate boards where we put paper on particle board and we press it at really high temperatures. And a lot of wood you see, we make the kind of wood that you like is inside doors and stuff. It's called door core, and we make panels and stuff you make out of tables and stuff that Ivan Smith buys from us in Walmart and Lowe's. And we make this laminate wood that has color to it and stuff. And we press that, and once those boards get pressed, these carriage arms pick the boards up and drop them on an assembly line, and they go through this grading system in this computer. I operate the computer system, and I get to grade the boards out, and I check for defects if anything's wrong with the boards. So that's what I do. Was previously an LPN nurse, still keep up my license till this day. I did not enjoy nursing, so I got out of it. It was all there was to that. Aaron Touche just chimes in and says, man, I think your channel is awesome. Thanks, Aaron. You always watch my videos, and that's very much appreciative. We're going to have more content for you. Okay, Lady Scarlet. Hey, Christian, I have a suggestion for your channel that just might get you a lot of subscribers. Have an annual horror movie night viewing when you view and discuss horror movies. Choose any night, and on Friday the 13th, have a Friday the 13th marathon. Invite everyone to drop in and join. Hell, it would be a lot of fun. Thanks for all your hard work and good luck in the upcoming year. That is a great idea. When I read this comment after you, I saw this comment as soon as you commented on my YouTube channel. I saw on Sydney, and I was like, that's actually a really fun idea. I just didn't think, you see, I would love to do something like that. I would, and I will. I guess in my mind was like, well, nobody's going to want to just watch me talk about a movie while I'm watching it. But hey, maybe you guys want to. And if you want it, you got, like I said, if you want it, you got it. So we're going to do that. And on Friday the 13th, we'll do a Friday the 13th viewing party. And we'll talk about movies, and that'll actually be pretty fun. So next Friday the 13th, let's do that. You got my word. As long as I'm free, and I'll let you guys know if I'm free on a Friday the 13th at the nighttime, we're going to do that, a live viewing party. This next question, Sydney snuck in here herself. Who is Frank's favorite horror villain? Definitely Freddy. Frank's like me. He's like his dad. Frank likes Freddy. Frank is my pug. You've probably seen him in a video before, guys. So this next question is from William Mabo, M-A-B-O-N or M-A-B-O-H. I can't tell which Cindy wrote right here. But William, here's a question. Do you think the new Halloween movie will happen? I just did a video about this. I hope so. But I don't know. I really don't know. It bums me out to talk about it, but I really don't know. But I hope so. Really do. Blue for Life asks another question. What's some of your favorite Scream Factories you own? I'll give you my favorite, and it's because I fell in love with this movie when I watched it, Nightbreed. I love Nightbreed. Such a good movie. So that's my favorite Scream Factory. Besides my Halloween 3. Alright, my last question from Real Masters Retro Room. Y'all check out his channel. Good buddy of mine all the way from Australia. He says, hey, that sounds amazing, mate. The Ultimate Horror Room. If you have any haters, I don't know how anyone could hate Christian Hunter Horror. You already have one hell of a horror room, so my God, could it get any better? I'm going to make it better. I'm going to take my time with it. It's going to be a slow process, guys, but it's going to happen, and I'm not going to let you down. And it's going to be our horror room. We're going to do live streams in the horror room. We're going to do tours. You're going to see the making of the horror room. I hope you guys enjoy that. You're going to see the process. You're going to see, I'm going to do that. It's going to be a little mini series, the making of the Ultimate Horror Room, guys, and it's going to be awesome. That's all the questions. I want to say thank you to every single one of you guys who dropped in a question, gave a suggestion. You guys are everything to me. We're going to make 2017 successful. It's going to be a great year. And just want to say thanks again. Love you guys. And we're going to see you guys next time and keep these videos going. Y'all be good. Until next time, this is Christian Hunter Horror.